Okay, well, Happy New Year. I am incredibly sick, so I have made the hottest tea I have ever made. Do you guys leave the bag in? I left the bag in. Anyways, so today I've got some really cozy tech that I'm going to actually review. One of the coziest pieces of tech that I ever wanted to, that I love actually, are projectors. They can be gaming projectors, cinema projectors, any sort of projectors, portable projectors, you name it. Exogemi sent me this one out here. They're not sponsoring today's video, and they actually sent over a couple other projectors I'm going to dive into. Now, I don't really care to do crazy spec reviews. That's not really my thing. So because I'm actually sick, I'm going to be spending a lot of time relaxing over the next couple days in this lovely new 2025. I'm going to review these as somebody who really truly just uses them on the daily, on the nightly, whatever you might want to call it, because they really are just chill pieces of tech. This one that I'm starting with is the Mogo 3 Pro. And you know what? I'm actually going to give one of these away. All you got to do is say hi in the comments. Just say hi. I'll say hi back, and I'll pick a random person in about a month or so. So I've got some other projectors that I'm going to be reviewing as well. So over the next 4 evenings, I'm going to review one a day, one a night, and give you guys my thoughts on each of these projectors and who I think it might be for. And the reason I'm starting with the Mogo 3 Pro is because it looks incredible and it's pretty unique. And I really dig it. Plus there's some little random fancy accessories I want to jump into as well. So here's to start with this one. Happy New Year. Nice. Pressing buttons, please.
There at the important water, and somehow magically I'll start singing about my... Yeah, but there was like music in the spotlight and...
No. Okay.
Oh, Dad, I'm gonna play I Love Siri.
Okay, so that was the first night with my first projector, which was the Mogo 3 Pro. Without even really jumping into all the other projectors, this one sort of, let me just get some more light. That one sort of feels like my favorite one so far, just because I wasn't expecting it to be as awesome as it is, particularly with the stand, actually. And it's so small. I wouldn't say it's like pop can small or coffee small, but it's just like, I don't know, water bottle small, depending on how big your water bottle is. So I'm not going to go huge into in-depth specs on this one, but briefly I will leave like a little pop-up somewhere here on screen. But 1080p, 450 lumens brightness, Google TV, so it has Netflix right out of the box, which is pretty awesome. So setting up was pretty quick. Now my 3-year-old, actually she turns 4 this week. My 4-year-old absolutely loved this. We sort of set up this princess castle for her in the kitchen of all places with the power stand. So it can charge through the power stand. Otherwise you just plug it in, which is pretty easy enough. It has that articulating or swiveling stand, which is great. I just really dig the stand. So we set that up in the kitchen with her little tent and she had an absolute blast. One thing I do got to say is that the speakers are way better than I thought they'd be. I just wasn't expecting it. I don't think I put it above 40-50%, I guess, volume, but it was far more usable as an entire package than I anticipated. So, autofocus, auto keystoning was really, really good. I didn't really have to do anything to crazy set it up. Like I had it right over here on my tiny wall. I'll leave a little clip there of me using it on my tiny wall when I was doing some work. And it's actually this, like right behind me, right over here. That's it up on like a 150-inch wall or so. Yeah, looks pretty good. So that's the first one. I just wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is. Hopefully the other ones hold up well. Today's day number 1. Love that one. Tomorrow I'm going to be gaming with some of my buddies. So I'm going to bust open the Horizon S Max tomorrow and probably hop on some Fortnite, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so the Horizon S Max is the next one I want to talk about, because the cinephile and gamer in me needs an incredible beast of a projector, which this one obviously is. Dolby Vision support, HDR10 support, all these crazy video profiles. There's a game mode for my PlayStation 5 Pro. And so that's what I'm going to be using for tonight's gaming session with the boys. I'm going to jump into some Fortnite, some Marvel Rivals, and some Ghost of Tsushima to test out some of the graphic settings and some of the color profiles when watching movies and stuff. Honestly, one of the things I absolutely love about this projector is the fact, and similar to, again, the Mogo 3 Pro, is the fact that they look like pieces of decor versus actual like super teched out projectors. Now, different from the Mogo that I tested out, this one's going to be 4K, 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio. So we know the image is going to be absolutely absurd. So I'm probably going to be using the larger wall down here in my basement to actually test this out while gaming. And yeah, this one gets insanely bright. So let's check it out. All right, I'm feeling a hell of a lot better today. And last night I was using the Xtreme Horizon S Max. Incredible flipping projector. Honestly, I wrote some notes here based off of my, I guess, my actual user review. Straight off the bat, it is bright as hell, 3100 ANSI lumens. Definitely incredible for both cinema, watching any sort of shows, YouTube, and obviously I spent more time gaming. The boys did not have a chance to game, actually. As life goes in your 30s, things come up, but I still jumped into some Marvel Rivals as well as some Ghost of Tsushima, and it worked incredibly well. Absolutely awesome. There's a game mode on this projector, so it's like, I don't know, 26 milliseconds or something or less while gaming. I'll leave another pop-up here for the specs on the Horizon S Max. Absolutely bonkers. One thing I noticed that I didn't quite like was that there's no native Netflix on this one because it has Android TV instead of Google TV. Granted, this one, this projector is more so like a home cinema. So honestly, you're probably gonna have something hooked up to it, whether that be, you know, a PlayStation 5 like myself or an Apple TV. So you're gonna have Netflix one way or another. But if you want to plug and play Netflix, it's not there. You still have all the other stuff, Spotify, YouTube, Prime, Disney Plus. That's all there, just not Netflix right on the projector itself. Similar to the Mogo 3 Pro, it actually has a pretty dope stand. I'm actually gonna leave a little clip comparing the two. They're fully articulating 360, absolutely awesome when it comes down to the stand. Works really well, especially with the auto keystoning, autofocus. One feature I didn't expect to actually love as much as I did, and I actually kept this on across all my testing just because I preferred the way it looked, is the professional color mode. I don't know what it does on the back end of things, but it just looks good. Whether that be just, honestly, I threw on some lo-fi music. By the way, speakers are incredible. Lo-fi music, again, I was watching a bunch of anime, and with the Dolby Vision, it actually is bonkers. Again, super bright, so I threw on some Dolby Vision. Again, I'm not going to sit there and pixel peep Dolby Vision content, but honestly, it looked as good as I would want it to be as more of a normie in my testing. And yeah, even earlier today, so today's the next day. I was gaming last night. Even earlier today, I was just using this as like a speaker, vibing out in the back here. I had it going, and my family came and visited me. We're all homesick from school and work and all that. Some family came and visited me. We threw on some music and had a good time. The speakers on here, it's like a dual 12-watt Harman Kardon setup. I don't know what magic you're doing, XGME, with the speakers, but flipping well done. Really dig that. So I could foresee this, honestly, just being like a vibe out, chill while working sort of scenario. But yeah, incredible projectors. So far, so good. Yesterday, I said the Mogo 3 Pro was my favorite, but I'm not so sure about that after testing this one. And I will have a total projector roundup. Tomorrow, let me just get it real quick. So yeah, I have these two projectors left. One is the Elfin Flip, and the other is the Halo Plus. I'm going to dive into both of these tomorrow on the same day, just so this video doesn't get too long. So yeah, I'll jump into these and see how it goes. Okay, so this next one I have here is the Halo Plus. This one is 1080p as well, similar to the other ones, except the Max. The Max was 4K. And this one here is probably the most portable out of all of them, as in it has its own battery. This one has a 59 watt hour battery, so similar to the Mogo 3 Pro with the stand. This should last about 2.5 hours when you're using it charged up. So it's also insanely small. I did not know it was this small. That is killer. So yeah, that is incredibly lightweight and small. Fun fact, this is the one that I'm probably going to be taking with me on my upcoming trip. Oh, look at that. There's a little There's a little flappy thing here for a stand. There's a little tilt thing here for any standage you might want. That's nice. That's a nice touch. So this one is a little bit brighter than the Mogo 3 Pro, and it's brighter than the Elfin Flip that I'm going to be checking out tomorrow. This one has 700 ANSI lumens, so that should give you a good screen size between, I don't know, like 60 inches, 150. In a dark, super dark room, you can most definitely stretch this one. Honestly, you could probably stretch any of these to about 200 inches, give or take, depending on how bright you set it and how bright your room, or dark rather, your room is. So this one, I'm going to set this one up and see what this one's all about. But yeah, so far it is what feels like one of the lighter ones. It's brighter. This one also has dual 5-watt speakers, one HDMI port, headphone jack, and a USB. Oh, this one also has native Netflix. So this one will be good to go right out of the box. So let's go and check this one out. Okay, so I don't know if I would say that this is the smallest of the bunch, but it's probably the most portable, being where you don't really need a stand or anything. It just legit has a battery. Like, if I can just turn this on literally right now and point it anywhere I want, and I can watch whatever I need to. So last night, for example, I used this here in my bedroom because we actually don't have a TV in this room. So this little wall over here, you'll see some footage of what I had going on. I was just watching anime. I was watching YouTube. I was just chilling right out of box. Now, spec-wise, again, I'm going to leave it up here, but you've got 1080p at 700 peak ANSI lumens. I'm going to put an asterisk there because when I had this plugged in, it was brighter, of course. It was pretty bright while plugged in. Once you unplug it when it's running on battery, it does dim quite a bit, but it's more than definitely watchable. And in terms of battery life, obviously I'm not going to test the entire thing because I was just watching some shows on YouTube and stuff. And this is rated with a 59 watt hour battery for, I don't know, like 2.5 hours, depending on what you're watching, I'm guessing. But it looks great. I will say that. There is some post-processing on the image itself from XGenie. They call it XView. I've experienced that before on another review in the past on the Horizon Pro projector. That was actually pretty decent, and I love the way it looks right out of box, so I don't really need to tinker with that. The only thing I did is, of course, is I actually bumped up the brightness because out of box it's about 50% brightness. So if you are going to be unboxing this, just turn up your brightness. I bumped my saturation up to 55 instead of 50 right out of box. And yeah, I really dig how it looks straight up. In terms of screen size, that's kind of crazy because the spec sheet says, like, I don't know, like 60 to 120 inches on the screen size. As much as the spec sheet is a good reference point, I totally just abused this in terms of its portability. I threw this on a bookshelf, like way out of range from what the spec sheet says it should run. And I ended up filling up my entire 225-inch wall. And it still was more than watchable. So I don't know what scenario you would really need a projector size that large on a wall, but if you need to, this literally does it at an insane size. Speakers, I sound like a broken record here, but whatever Harman Kardon thing they got going on here, it sounds awesome. This is a dual 5-watt setup, and it sounds great, no issues. Again, I didn't really go past like 40% volume anyways, and it still sounds pretty great. Now, similarly to the other projectors, you're still going to have autofocus, auto keystoning and stuff. So again, you can point this any which way you want. It's going to focus, appropriate the image to any scenario that you want to use it on. And this is the one that I'm taking on my family's Disney World trip. So this is actually going to go on my carry-on because it's probably the most portable in terms of the fact that it has a built-in battery. So yeah, this one is awesome. I am going to check out the Elfin Flip tonight, which is going to be the last projector, and I'll let you guys know how that one rounds out. Alongside, at the same time, I'm going to do a roundup for all the other projectors that I checked out from XGenie. So yeah, I'm going to check that out later today. Okay, the roundup. So obviously I just busted open the Elfin Flip, and this one is the most affordable of all of these. And I want to say, before I dive into the Elfin Flip and my roundup of a bunch of these, is projectors are flippin' awesome in terms of, I guess, their versatility and usability. Obviously, there's going to be some better than others, but with that, you are going to be paying a pretty hefty price compared to some of the more affordable ones. Granted, they're all technically doing the same thing. You can game on these, watch any sort of shows on these. All of these have a USB port. They all take HDMI inputs. You can't really go wrong with any of these. Now, obviously, starting with the Elfin Flip, I just busted this one open. This one's the most affordable one. Pretty much, it's very similar to the Mogo 3 Pro,
whereas it has like the articulating screen, and it's more affordable. With that comes the fact that this one's a little bit less bright, 400 ANSI lumens versus I believe 450 ANSI lumens. So the difference isn't absolutely massive. Now with the Elfin Flip, I find it's going to be more vertically shallow, of course. So if you are needing to pack this in a backpack, if you don't like something, you know, more round or squared or boxed, rectangularly, this one's going to be absolutely magnificent. I will say, in terms of the actual like operating system, this one doesn't have, not that I saw in the box at least, on the spec sheet, I don't know if this one has like a Google TV or if it's a lighter version of Google TV, but this one had Netflix right out of the box. And this one was the most lightweight, both I guess physically and software wise. So there wasn't any sort of crazy logins. You literally plug that in. There was no system updates. It was just plug and play within like literally 3 minutes to get this going. And I threw it up on my larger wall here. I put it on the floor right in front where my camera is, just put it up on the wall, and it was good. Dual 3-watt speakers, sounds great. I don't see any Harman Kardon branding, but it's definitely good enough for, say, a movie night with friends or whatever else you might want to use it for. Definitely a great projector. That's going to be the most affordable one, and I will leave, right now, I'll put prices across all of these here. Now the next step, the Mogo 3. This was originally my favorite one, just because A, it was exciting to hop into this one first, but I really fell in love with the battery stand, just because it makes this pretty awesome in terms of versatility on where you want to actually project your image. With the battery, again, 2.5 hours, similarly to the Halo Plus. You're gonna get like 2.5, maybe 3 hours, depending on the brightness of your projector and all that fun stuff. This one was my daughter's favorite, as you might have seen. And it's a dope projector, again, 1080p. These three are 1080p, this one's 4K. And this one definitely did a great job. You don't need the accessories to go with it. You can just get this as it is. Again, water bottle size, it'll go in pretty much any bag. And this one is great as it is, right out of box. Now, moving over to the Halo Plus. This is the one that I'm personally probably gonna use the most, just because the battery is built right in, and I don't particularly need the stand that you can buy for the Mogo Pro 3. So this one has the battery built right in, and the kickstand, for me at least, is more than enough for how I want to set this one up. And yeah, this does come in a little bit brighter at 700 ANSI lumens versus 450 and 400. Yeah, as you can tell, I might not be the most spec-oriented person, so my review across all of these are going to be more real-life user-based. These three are lumping together 1080p, definitely the most portable. Not that you can't bring this one with you anywhere you might want to go. The fact is, this one is such an incredible beast, and obviously the price reflects that. But this one, again, being 4K, this is probably a home cinema projector you might want to use. Again, this doesn't have Google TV, so it's not going to have Netflix right out of the box. So again, for myself, I was using the PlayStation 5 Pro with it. This is probably my favorite one. I'm going to pick my favorite one, obviously this one being that the fact that it's just so beastly, and it's more so my use case. My next favorite is probably going to be the Halo Plus, because just a built-in battery. If I want to stand, I can put this on a tripod. I believe all of these have tripod threadings. So yeah, all of these you can put on a tripod. So if I need a stand, I can purchase a less expensive tripod, and it has a built-in battery. If you like the aesthetic of this guy with the Mogo, you can definitely go that route. And if you're looking to save the most, the XGMe, what's this one? The Elfin Flip is probably going to be your best bet for affordability. Across each of these though, you honestly can't go wrong. But yeah, my two favorite are the Horizon S Max and the Halo Plus. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. It was a bit of a different style and a little bit of a longer video, as you can tell. I will have all these linked down below. And again, like I mentioned before, I'm going to be giving one of these away. All you got to do is say hi in the comments. And I do appreciate XGMe for sending these over. Again, this video wasn't sponsored. I just had a real good time jumping into each of these projectors. So all of the thoughts and opinions of these projectors are all my own. And a quick roundup, who's it for? This home cinema lover, portability with the built-in battery. Similarly to the Halo Plus, if you want the stand, this is going to be portability. And this one here is going to be the most affordable one, of course, that you can probably fit as you would any sort of book. And yeah, that's how I'm thinking. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a comment, like down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking or which one you guys prefer out of all of these. I appreciate you watching. If you stuck it out till the end, this is a long one. But yeah, I'll check you in the next one. Take care.